Narcotics cartels are using virtual currencies to launder billions. Will authorities be able to track down all of the money launderers? A new type of crime is on the rise in America. It's not only dangerous, but fatal. However, this criminal activity can't be found on any police reports or government statistics. Mexican narcotics cartels creep in $25 billion a year and use Bitcoin to fund operations. They use cryptocurrencies to traffic individuals, to sell narcotics and spread terrorism. A black market is emerging in the digital space. A hacker has replaced a sports network website with a message encouraging all to follow Bitcoin. It's easy for criminals to use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in illegal activities because they don't require you to use your real name. But before starting the video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates that we got. We'll make more videos on interesting topics, so if you want to watch them, subscribe. Now let's get started. Ignacio Santoyo, an alleged human trafficker, was arrested in April 2019 in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The authorities tied Santoyo to a prostitution network in Latin America. Officials claimed that it wasn't the 2,000 women Santoyo blackmailed and sexually exploited that led to his capture. Bitcoin was suspected of helping him launder criminal proceeds. Cryptocurrency is a new front in Latin America's fight against gangs for control of narcotics, weapons, and human beings. These gangs are waging war against one another to secure their holds on these markets. Santiago Nieto Castillo, the head of the Financial Intelligence Unit for Mexico's Ministry of Finance, stated that there is a transfer for committing crimes in cyberspace, including obtaining cryptocurrency to launder money. Santoyo is currently being kept in custody. His attorneys couldn't be reached for comment. They have yet to make any public statements. As long as the investigation remained ongoing, the Attorney General of Mexico declined to comment. Santoyo's arrest was a victory for a new law in Mexico, one of only two countries in Latin America, the other being Brazil, to pass such a law. This regulation aims to help law enforcement trace Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that anonymize users. Santoyo's arrest represented an early success for this law. The regulation mandates that any cryptocurrency trading platform registered must declare any transactions greater than 56,000 pesos, or $2,859.7 US. It was finally enacted in 2018. However, the implementation of the system, which is currently a work in progress, took many months longer than expected. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel and the Sinaloa Cartel, commanded by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, used Bitcoin to launder money. During his first 2 years in office, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has been confronted with record levels of gang-fueled activity. The possibility of narcotics cartels sheltering their earnings in areas with lax regulation is a significant source of concern for him. In the rare incidents that have been revealed, the amounts of money involved typically range from thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. They are a drop in the ocean compared to the amount of complex currency laundering done by organized crime, estimated at $25 billion yearly in Mexico alone. But during the past 3 years, authorities in the region have reported the appearance of more significant sums. In Mexico, the new regulations are being implemented in the hopes that they'll make it easier to land larger fish. Officials claim the only thing harder than trafficking narcotics across borders is returning money to cartels. Because currency is bulky and difficult to handle, individuals who handle it are at risk. Running currency through financial systems to uncover tainted money is also risky. The UIF head, Nieto Castillo, claimed that criminals smurf their unlawful earnings by splitting them up and stashing the pieces in several accounts. The threshold for suspicious bank transfers is $7,500. They utilize such accounts to buy Bitcoin online, which allows them to pay accessories overseas while obscuring the source of money. In the case of Santoyo, the authorities claimed that they tracked him down after he made considerable Bitcoin buy that triggered a new regulation warning. When Santoyo used a registered service, he also gave the company his phone number and address. Santoyo and his sister spent $22,260 on Bitcoin purchases. One of 11 Mexico crypto trading platforms, Bitso, declined to comment. Officials in the central state of Guanajuato caught a man named Hector Ortiz, who is suspected of being a gang leader. Ortiz was reportedly spent tens of thousands of dollars on Bitcoin. Because of this, the Bitcoin threshold sensor went off, and the authorities could track Ortiz down using his phone. There was no way to get in touch with Ortiz or the attorneys representing him for a statement. Because of the investigation still being ongoing, Mexican Attorney General's office refuses to comment. Mexican authorities are looking into the Bandidos Revolution Squad, a criminal organization suspected by federal prosecutors of stealing billions of dollars via cyber attacks on massive banks. Narcotics cartels are using virtual currencies to launder billions. Will the government be able to catch everyone who is laundering money? Leave a comment down below and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed so far. Rolando Rosas, head of the Cyber Investigations Unit of the Office of the Mexican Attorney General, claimed that it was difficult to track how many criminal organizations utilized Bitcoin. Even with the new regulation, UICOT currently employs around 120 employees, but it needs about 4 times that number to be competitive, he claimed. The work is complex and can be frustrating at times. So far this year, 1,033 Bitcoin threshold alerts have been set off because of the new law. Investigators must follow up on each one of these to see if it looks suspicious and if the user is connected to any criminal activity or cartels. Even so, this kind of system can only track connections with companies that are registered to trade. Rake admitted that his team didn't know much about what was going on in the dark web and platforms that weren't regulated. US and Latin American officials claimed that this hides the accurate scale of money laundering. 98% of all transactions in Mexico above 56,000 pesos in 2020 were flagged by a crypto platform in CJNG's home in the state of Jalisco. Santiago Nieto Castillo, head of the UIF, stated that it demonstrated CJNG might be participating in cryptocurrency money laundering. He claimed that it needs to clarify how much money is involved in Mexico's crypto laundering. Volabit's general director, Tomas Alvarez, claims the government data refers to his company. Still, he denied that it had anything to do with the organized crime. It is a fault to think that because the alerts come from a company in Jalisco, they must be about people from Jalisco, Alvarez claimed. Volabit is a digital platform with users from all over the country. Most of the reports don't come from people living in Jalisco. If we were in Mexico City, they would assert that 98% of the reports originate from Mexican companies, he noted. Cartels utilize Chinese money brokers who use banking applications to move money. It shows how far organized crime will go to avoid cash. The quantity of hard money confiscated plummeted from $741 million to $234 million. Newer technologies like cryptocurrency laundering are gaining ground. Most money came from narcotics gangs in Colombia and Mexico. Using digital currencies by these transnational criminal organizations, TCOs, was an emerging and growing trend to hide the money that they got from suspicious activities. Mexican and Colombian TCOs are using virtual currency more because transactions can be done quickly and autonomously. It is thought that a virtual currency will only grow in the years to come. It shouldn't be surprising that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have made their way into the nefarious world of narcotics cartels. Cryptocurrencies are notoriously difficult to trace. Who works in law enforcement? Virtual currencies are quickly becoming a new front in the fight against criminal organizations in Latin America that are battling for control of massive black markets for prostitution, narcotics, firearms, and other goods and services. It's been claimed that a number of the most prominent narcotics cartels in Mexico are increasingly turning to Bitcoin to finance their illicit activities. This information comes from reports that have been made in Mexico. These notorious organizations include the Sinaloa Cartel and the Jalisco New Technology Cartel, both of which operate in Mexico. Sinaloa Cartel, the Western Hemisphere's largest and most potent narcotics trafficking organization, is an alliance of Mexico's most prominent capos. Alliance members work together to fend off dangers. They achieve this by using their power connections and influencing the federal police and troops. Jalisco's New Technology Cartel is a semi-militarized prison gang. He's one of the world's top wanted narcotics lords. Los Mata Zetas was the old name. Mexican narcotics cartels are believed to have laundered approximately $25 billion annually through Bitcoin, the internet, and electronics commerce. The Jalisco and Sinaloa cartels increasingly leverage remote Bitcoin purchases made online to circumvent money laundering rules. After separating the profits from narcotic sales into smaller funds to avoid being discovered, the cartels use these accounts to buy a series of smaller portions of Bitcoins online. This allows them to conceal the origin of the funds and to give them the ability to pay associates all over the world. The International Narcotics Control Board is issuing a crimson alert for nations to return to an agreement and think about the very best way to higher regulate this cryptocurrency cost system. The allegation comes less than a week after Vice President Joe Biden signed an order mandating the federal government to explore the dangers and benefits of developing a central bank digital dollar and other cryptocurrencies. So, be careful. And that's all for today's video. If you like this video, then click the like and the bell buttons. We got another video for you soon, and until then, take care.